I don't know, like I felt like very absolutely necessary to have a carrot mic.
A little different.
Internet makes me laugh when I don't want to think too deep about greenhouse gas level or how it's named last week one of the hottest days on record. When I feel out of control, I frantically search for dating shows to see some random people humiliate each other that are supposedly interested in each other for clout. And then while I'm in brain dead mode and absolutely dissociated from the fact that I haven't talked to my real life friends in 5 days, I consider about texting my friends. Yet, because I couldn't get to the bottom of my Netflix feed, even though the majority of it stands to be Vanessa Hudgens playing two people at once. And then it has fan fictions. I like it here. Internet also creates a pretty toxic and polarizing environment about being an identity. You are just a caricature, whether that's being a woman on the internet, a black person on the internet, a black woman with a cat. There is a need and a desire to make yourself stand out no matter what, so that you're not diluted in this soup that is the algorithm. How to stand out beyond the soup? Well, you can do a carrot mic. That's one way. You have to say and do things that you are experiencing to be very different than what everybody else is experiencing. I think it's important to admit that not like other girls phenomenon is something that is not solely born out of the internet. I remember from grade school, people claiming to be tomboys or boys claiming they actually listen to a rapper that's much more hardcore than the one you listen to, which happens to be known or mainstream or accessible. Or Jughead, apparently.
In case you haven't noticed, I'm weird. I'm a weirdo. I don't fit in.
But at the crux of it, it's about one thing, I think: identity formation. In longer words,
I do not know who I am, but I exist in opposition of the people like myself because I haven't taken the proper time to get to know myself and understand the nuances of what makes me me. I just don't want to be like those other girls or boys or cats, okay, maybe not cats, but other humans that are similar to me. I have to distance myself as much as possible or I'm going to fall apart.
or something like that. And shit, I was even a card holder of the Not Like Other Girls club, claiming to never watch a show I definitely watched, swearing to never listen to a song I had on repeat. It was a craze, even a personality trait. That's just part of growing up though, so I'm not gonna be too tough or too rough on myself. That's just being socialized as a girl. But it was all happening in my real life and not in front of thousands and millions of people who are policing and tracking how I showed up in the world. I think there was an evolution that happened, but not in front of a camera. Yeah, it's about misogyny. You saw this coming. The world is constantly telling you, as a woman, you need to shut the fuck up and be pretty and be thin, demure and classy, but not like in an ironic, absurdist internet way, but in real literal sense. Being a woman is awful, and you can only do it according to this very set of instructions designed by some person who definitely is not informed by the things that benefit them. So you do that, and then when you don't check all the boxes and are still not being accepted by the majority of society or are given the external validation and the privileges that many of us have been promised to eventually get, we do opposition PR or marketing about who we are. I actually love video games, unlike other girls. I actually love eating, unlike other girls. I actually love having exclusively male friendship. Men are way less dramatic, unlike other girls. Oh man, it's exhausting. Instead of a deep interrogating to the why, we do this already, like in real life. Why do girls do this? And then you add the internet and it's 1,000 times worse. So you're screwed. Lately, I have noticed living on the internet and having a screen time that is concerning, has taught me that a large majority of people do truly believe there's a part of themselves that they have to perform to be a type of person. I think we do this as a person who is a recovering people pleaser. It's really easy to slide into accommodating or adapting into a space or environment that you're in, or the people you mirror, the energy you mask, and all of that fun stuff. That's what it is, right? It's not like other girls phenomenon has always been just a thing that exists in detachment from aesthetics or performance. It's also about content. Everything on the not like other girls phenomenon is for content. Is this the most controversial thing I've said? I don't know, probably not. It has not changed with the expansion and the nicheness of the internet. Although the not like other girls phenomenon predates the internet, on the internet, however, it's much more subtle and silently more awful somehow. There's not an evolution to it. It's a consistent, static brand. There's not even an interrogation because it doesn't need it.
I'm not like other girls. I don't watch reality shows. I prefer documentaries. I'm not like other girls. I let my man take care of me. Unlike you guys. I'm not like other girls. I don't get makeup. I do maybe a mascara.
I'm not like other girls.
I don't like to breathe.
Appealing to a very specific group of people who are feeling a distance from their own identity. So affirming a part of being a girl, a woman, somehow takes away from a full identity of like a person with like nuances, hobbies, and all of that thing. It is a game of one-upping that I think never sustainably speaks to the complexity of one human being with multi-layered identities, because it's not. It's content. It's meant to reduce us to things and hobbies and outlooks. That's why it makes such great content. The underconsumption trend. Like sometimes I'd like be taking things way too seriously, and I wanted to do transitions that's like the underconsumption layer, you know? But I'm like, I'm just gonna have a carrot. Quirky. I'm not like other girls. The underconsumption trend is a good example of this because it started with an intent to disrupt influencers on the internet, normalizing overconsumption, excess, and hoarding. And then the idea was to remind people on the internet how actual people own a normal amount of things. Not everyone is receiving 500 boxes of PR packages. Although there were flaws to the process, I think the intent was a great one, especially for young and impressionable people who are incredibly and chronically online. It is a jolt or a bucket of water that is saying, hey, this is not normal. And then as everything becomes on the internet, it started getting dissected in a way that is disingenuous, I want to say. People started talking about how people flexing about underconsumption are actually referring to normal consumption, and we should get better at saying the right word. This is about vernacular. And then extreme militants who take everything so literally started accusing those claiming to have the audacity to have a full fridge or more than 2 shoes to be hypocrites, posers, and for them to be executed publicly, immediately. Well, not literally, but still. And that's content, baby. That's content. People performing frugality and others genuinely questioning things that don't require more elaboration. They're bringing in their grandfather's Civil War pocket watch they use as an alarm clock, or a purse they dumpster dive from behind their friend's cousin uncle's apartment. It's exhausting, to be honest with you.
Sick of your shit. And when I'm not sick, I'm tired. I am sick and tired.
This performance makes great content, but at the root of it, what is it accomplishing actually? It's not. Your morality, how you are exonerating yourself from systems of capitalism and exploitation, it's not. One of my favorite people on the internet, Evelyn from the internet, said this at a recent declutter video that she was doing.
People are like, I'm looking in my closet full of clothes and I'm suddenly disgusted with myself. That's what makes you disgusted with yourself? What makes you disgusted with your consumption is fantasizing about being a girl who has 3 makeup products, not the slavery. It's at the aspirational aspect of wanting to be like the girl you just saw. That's what got you into this mess, wanting to be like the girl you saw. Who are you? Who are you?
And it hit me. It's not about underconsumption or overconsumption. It's It's not about a trend or it's not about this topic. It's about content. Appear to then not like other girls phenomenon is a content that's directly made to react to people doing bizarre things on the internet. A lot of YouTubers have gained thousands and thousands of followers just by reacting to content without adding any sort of value to people buying stuff. It's people screaming and laughing about
How can this person make this gross food?
or show a
Dirty Air Force Ones as their work, wedding, and running shoes. That's so weird. Isn't it weird, guys? It's so weird.
that's content, baby. Living on the internet requires a type of hypervisibility, demand, attention, money, cables. Yeah, probably cables. That feels contradicting to the life that we are living because it is a highlight reel of who you are rather than who you can be, or a full picture of what, who, where, who you are when the camera is no longer on. Inflammatory content is so much more delicious. It's so much more interesting. It keeps my attention. When my friends send me a normal video about a normal, boring person, it will probably take me a couple of days to catch up on, versus when it's like someone doing the most, like burning their wigs or living in a rotting house. My interest is piqued. Internet is full of reactionary, inflammatory, rotting content. Side-eyeing content makes you feel like, look at this dumb, annoying person doing dumb, annoying things. You forget that the video you just watched has not added any value to your life or to the video that you watched. That's crazy. Whoa. Can you do that? Actually, scrap this. I'm gonna do reaction videos. What keeps people's attention is famous Shein $1,500 hauls, restocking my bathroom videos with a lot of acrylic storage boxes, like weird repetitive ASMR that does not relax me at all. So who watches it? If we're all like not like other girls, who watches it? I think it's about supply and demand. You can choose to turn off your phone and not watch the next food wasting video or rage baiting video. But again, those videos do well for a reason. They make we watch, and the cycle continues with a new trend, and then another one, 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 and then another one. What is this video about?